everyone, welcome back. Today I'm doing another tag video, and this one is the colorful makeup tag. It is by the creator Anya. I will leave her video and her channel in the description box below so you can go and check her out. As always, I will also leave the questions in the description box below so you can go and do this tag if you'd like to as well. If you don't have a channel, feel free to answer the questions in the comments below and let me know your thoughts on these questions. So the first question is, when and why did you start using color? And the first time I started using color would have been back in the early 2000s, late 90s. At first I thought it was more recent, and then I thought, no, I remember having, it wasn't super bright and colorful, but it was a quad by Avon, and it had like a metallic pink and a metallic blue and purple and white, I think, in it. And they weren't bright, super bright, but they were colorful, like especially for that time. And I remember having that quad and I wore it out. I hit pan in every shade because at that point I didn't have a lot of things. I just had quads from Avon, pretty much that's it. So that's when I first started using color. Then I kind of stayed with neutrals for a long time. That's kind of just all that was out that I was comfortable getting and that I was seeing around where I was purchasing makeup. I'm not sure how long ago it was, maybe 5 years ago. Too Faced came out with the Sugar Pop palette and I was all over that. As soon as I saw that, I ran out and I got it, and I still have it. I still use it. I still love it. As far as colors go, I'm not someone who does a lot of rainbow looks ever at all, but I do like color. I don't mind having like a bright color on my eye and that sort of thing. So yeah, that's kind of my aesthetic when it comes to color. Did I answer a question from that? Anyway. What is your favorite color to wear? And that would be blues or teals or turquoises. I just feel like they're very flattering on my eyes, and I've always been able to get them to work for me, and I think they're just beautiful, and I gravitate to those colors when I see them in a palette. Hence why I like Too Faced and Tarte, because they always throw those colors into their palette. What is your go-to colorful combination? Again, I really like pairing, if I don't have like a turquoise color, then doing like a gradient of blues or into a blue into a turquoise kind of look. That sort of thing is something that I really like. Or I like doing like a white and then gradiating? I like doing a white and then having it gradually go into the darker colors like the blue or whatever I'm doing. But yeah, that's kind of my thing. I'm not one to use a whole pile of different colors on my eyes, like a rainbow effect. I do like brighter colors, but for me personally, on myself, I like to use just like more 1 or 2 bright colors at once and just kind of make them work that way. Who are your favorite influencers to follow that inspire you color-wise? On YouTube, that would be Katie Marie and Shan Shortcake. I love their eye looks that they come up with. I find that the way they do it and do color is something that I feel is that I would be comfortable wearing, and I've tried copying some of their looks, or I get inspiration from it, and that's where I go to a lot. As for Instagram, there's a few of them. I really like Rubina MU Artistry. I think that's what her name is. Again, I will leave all these people linked in the description box below so you can check them out. But Rubina, I like Sabella Makeup, I'm forgetting one, and Nook, or On Nook, she's here on YouTube. Yeah, there's a few of them that I really like, and when they do color, I just like the way that they do it. It's not something that's necessarily super bold and in your face, but it's more of like a subtle color, because they'll use, I like when people, or when I do it, I like using similar shades as the lid color in my crease. I'm not someone who's gonna do that big contrast with, doing a bright blue lid and then do the yellow in the crease kind of thing. While I like that on other people, for myself, I'm not comfortable with that. I just prefer it to be like a gradient kind of thing. Again, that word. When I do colorful looks. What do your family and friends think of your colorful makeup style? They don't really say anything. I don't know if they're just being nice and, if you have nothing nice to say, don't say anything at all, or if they just don't care, or if they like it. No one's ever mentioned it. I was surprised, not that it was super colorful. It wasn't colorful. It was a very dark look that I wore this past Christmas. I wore basically a dark, deep purple eyeshadow with a sparkle in it for our Christmas Eve dinner, and I thought for sure my grandmother would say something. She's 90 years old, and acted like she didn't notice. So again, I don't know if that's just coming from being nice and saying nothing, or if they liked it, or if they didn't notice. Is there a color that you're looking for a perfect formula with? I would have to say probably purple. It's hard to find a really good matte purple, and one that is like a darker color. Like I'm wearing purple today, and I'm not talking like a purple, like a lavender kind of color. I'm talking like a deep saturated royal purple aubergine kind of look, if they're sense. In a shimmer shade, they're usually fine, but it's hard to find a dark matte purple that isn't patchy or that comes across true to color as it is in the pan. A lot of times it's a lot lighter. It comes across as more pink. So yeah, to find one that has that depth of color with it but isn't patchy and blends nicely, I think that I'm still hunting for. Would you rather wear a neutral lip and colorful eyeshadow, or colorful lips and neutral eyeshadow for the rest of your life? And that is easy. Neutral lip all the way. I'm never really comfortable in a bold lip, and especially if I have like really bold eyeshadow on, then neutral all the way. Lip balm if I have to. What is your opinion on glitter? Love it, hate it, why? I love it on other people. My experiences so far with glitter have not been good. I don't know if it's just because I don't have a good technique with it, or if I've been using bad glitter, but usually it ends up irritating and scratching my lids, and I just can't wait to get it off. And a lot of times it just creases on me even though I'm using a glitter glue. So I haven't had the best experiences with it. I'm still trying to use it. It hasn't scared me off completely or made me be like, I'm done with it. But yeah, I definitely like the look of it on other people. Just I've had a hard time getting it to work for me personally, but I'm almost at the point where I'm like, yeah, I don't need it. What is your go-to colorful eyeshadow palette at the moment? Oh dear. I have to pick. I don't even know. Okay. My colorful eyeshadow palette that I always went to when I wanted color, because it just had a whole variety on it, was a Morphe one that I've recently tried depotting, and I ended up wrecking and breaking almost all the shadows in it, which is very sad because I really wanted to keep about half the palette, and I broke about half the colors that I wanted to keep, and I gave up with the rest of it. So that's kind of a mess now. And then it was a shimmer palette, and then I had a matching matte palette that they had come out with it as well. Neither of which are available anymore, but those were kind of my go-to ones, just because I knew if I wanted a colorful look, I had the color for my crease that was a matte to match it. But now, I don't know. I don't think I have one single colorful palette that I go to all the time. It was definitely, if I have to think though, was that Morphe palette. I think they were the 35U and the 35C. I'm probably wrong with that. But yeah, that was it up until about 2 weeks ago when I destroyed one. Not intentionally. Still a little sad about that. You know what I'm gonna do though? After I'm done filming and when I'm editing Leia will put on the screen somewhere what my favorite palette is that I currently have that I can kind of refer to as a colorful palette. I do have a lot of palettes that have colors in them, but I'm also someone that always seems to go for the neutral palette with a couple of colorful shades in it and kind of fill out my collection that way. So I don't really have any rainbow palettes anymore that I can think of. But I will fill it in on the screen somewhere what I currently have that I would feel is my favorite colorful palette. Apparently I'm unprepared for this today. And those are all the questions for this tag. Again, I will leave Anya's channel and video in the description box below, as well as any links to what I have been talking about. What was I talking about? Oh, as well as any links to the creators that I was mentioning and the questions for this tag as well. Thank you so much for watching, everyone. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, go ahead and give it a thumbs up. I hope you have a great day. Bye-bye.